I seek refuge in God from the arch Satan. In the name of Allah, who is gracious, good, and merciful. Quran Topics by Tanvir Kazmi, Chapter number 9, Believers, English audio number 7. Al Tawbah 9, verse 34. O you who believe, many religious leaders and preachers take the people's money illicitly and repel from the path of God. Those who hoard the gold and silver and do not spend them in the cause of God, promise them a painful punishment. The day will come when their gold and silver will be heated in the fire of hellfire, then used to burn their foreheads and their sides and their backs. This is what you hoarded for yourselves. So taste what you have hoarded. Al Tawbah 9, verse 71. The believing man and the believing woman are allies of one another. They advocate righteousness and forbid evil. They observe prayers and give charity, and they obey God and His messengers. These will be showered by Allah's mercy. God is Almighty, Most Wise. Allah promises the believing men and the believing women gardens with flowing streams, wherein they will live forever, and magnificent mansions in the gardens of Eden. And God's blessing and approvals are even greater. This is the great, this is the greatest trump. Al Tawbah 9, verse 99. Other Arabs do believe in God and the last day and consider their spending to a means towards God and a mean of supporting the messenger. Indeed, it will bring them nearer. Allah will admit them into His mercy. God is forgiver, most merciful. As for the early vanguards who immigrated and the supporters who gave them refuge and those who followed them in righteousness, God is pleased with them, and they are pleased with Him. He has prepared for them gardens with flowing streams, wherein they live forever. This is the greatest achievement. Al Tawbah 9, verse 112. They are the repenters, the worshippers, the praisers, the meditators, the bowing and the prostrating, the advocators of righteousness and forbidder of evil, and the keeper of God's law. Give good news to these such believers. Neither the Prophet nor those who believe shall ask forgiveness for the idol worshippers, even if they were their nearest of kin. Once they realize that they are destined for hellfire, the only reasons Abraham asked forgiveness for his father was that he promised him to do so. But as soon as he realized that he was the enemy of God, he disowned him. Abraham was extremely kind, clement. Yunus 10, verse 4. To him is your ultimate return, all of you. This is Allah's truthful promise. He initiates the creation and then repeats it in order to reward those who believe and lead a righteous life equitably. As for those who disbelieve, they incur hellish drinks, and a painful punishment for the disbelieving. Yunus 10, verse 9. As for those who believe and lead a righteous life, the Lord guides them by virtue of their belief. Rivers will flow beneath them in the gardens of bliss. Their prayer therein is, Be you glorified, our God. Their greeting therein is peace, and their ultimate prayer is, Praise be to God, Lord of the universe. Yunus 10, verse 25. Allah invites to the living of peace and guides whomever wills in a straight path. For the righteous, the reward will be multiplied manifold. Their faces will never experience any, any deprivation or shame. These are the living of the paradise. They will live therein forever. Yunus 10, verse 64. Absolutely, God's allies have nothing to fear, nor will they grieve. They are those who believe and lead a righteous life. For them, joy and happiness in this world as well as in the hereafter. This is Allah's unchangeable law. Such is the greatest achievement. Yunus 10, verse 98. Any community that believes will surely be rewarded for their believing. For example, the people of Jonah, Yunus, when they believed, were relieved the humiliating punishment they had been suffering in this world, and we made them prosperous. Hud 11, verse 23. As for those who believe and lead a righteous life and devote themselves to their Lord, they are the dwellers of the paradise. They will live therein forever. The example of these two groups is the like of the blind and deaf. Compared to the seer and the hearer, are they equal? Would you not take heed? Hud 11, verse 108. As for the fortunate ones, they will be in paradise. Eternally they live forever. For as long as the heavens and the earth endure, in accordance with the will of your Lord, an everlasting reward. Hud 11, verse 113. Do not lead towards those who have transgressed, lest you incur hellfire and find no allies to help you against God, then end up losers. You shall observe prayers at the both ends of the day and during the night. The righteous works wipe out the evil works. This is a reminder for those who would take heed. You shall steadfastly preserve, for God never fails to reward the righteous. If only some of those among the previous generation possessed enough intelligence to forbid evil, only a few of them deserve to be saved by us. As for the transgressors, they were preoccupied with their material luxuries. They were guilty. Yusuf 12, verse 110. Just when the messengers despair and think that they have been rejected, our victory comes to them. We then save whomever we choose, while our punishment for the guilty people is unavoidable. In their history, there is a lesson for those who possess intelligence. This is not fabricated hadith. This Quran confirms all previous books, provides the detail of everything, and it is a beacon and mercy for those who believe. Al Rad 13, verse 19 is one who recognizes that your Lord's revelation to you are the truth, equal to one who is blind. Only those who possess intelligence will take heed. They are the ones who fulfill their pledge to God and do not violate the promise agreement. They join what God has commanded to be joined, reverence their Lord, and fear the dreadful reckoning. They steadfastly preserve in seeking the Lord, observe prayers, spend from our provisions to them secretly and publicly, and counter evil with good. These have deserved the best reward. They enter the gardens of Eden together with the righteous among their parents, their spouses, and their children. The angels will enter to them from every door. Peace be upon you because you steadfastly preserved. What a joyous destiny. Al Rad 13, verse 29. Those who believe and lead a righteous life have deserved happiness and a joyous destiny. Al Rad 13, verse 35. The allegory of heaven, which is promised for the righteous, is flowing streams, inexhaustible provisions, and a cool shade. Such is the destiny of those who observe righteousness, while the destiny for the disbeliever is hellfire. Ibrahim 14, verse 23. As for those who believe and lead a righteous life, they will be admitted into gardens with flowing streams. They will live therein forever, in accordance with the will of the Lord. Their greeting therein, their greeting therein is peace. Do you not see that Allah has cited the example of the good word as a good tree whose root is firmly fixed and its branches are high in the sky? It produces its crop every season as designed by its Lord. God decides the example for the people that they may take heed. And the example of the bad word is that of a bad tree chopped at the soil level. It has no roots to keep it standing. Allah strengthens those who believe with the proven word in this life and in the hereafter. And God sends the transgressors astray. Everything is in accordance with God's will. Ibrahim 14, verse 31. Exhort my servants who believe to observe prayers and to give charity from our provisions to them, secretly and publicly, before a day comes when where there is neither trade nor nepotism. As for the righteous, they will enjoy gardens and springs, enter therein peaceful and secure. We remove all jealousy from their hearts, like one family. They will be an adjacent, adjacent furnishing. Never will they suffer any fatigue therein. Never will they be evicted therefrom. Inform my servant that I am the forgiver, most merciful, and that my punishment the most painful punishment. Al Hijr 15, verse 45. As for the righteous, they will enjoy gardens and springs, enter therein peaceful and secure. We remove all jealousy from their hearts like one family. They will be in adjacent furnishing. Never will they suffer any fatigue therein. Never they will be evicted therefrom. Inform my servant that I am the forgiver most merciful, and that my punishment is the most painful punishment.